Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Nvidia stock and also other semiconductors, AMD, ARM, Broadcom, SMCI and Micron. Guys, is this the time to brace yourself now? What's going on in the market, right? Like, we have been breaking structure left and right? So especially with semiconductors, don't get me wrong, rest of the market, if you take a look at my videos on Tesla and some SPY and QQQ, things are a little bit different. This is in focus with semiconductors and especially Nvidia. Now, if you have seen my video yesterday, I talked about that flush possibility today, right? And again, if you have seen that video, you already know, but that was below 128 area. We lost that today and we got that flush. So yes, as I said yesterday, I won't be surprised if we see a flush today and we got that. Now, this today Nvidia does marks this as a loss of the pivot, loss of 20 days moving average, loss of $128, which is pretty much area around the pivot, and we have confirmed a lower pivot with the already ongoing supply zone with the previous segment of the lower high. Previous segment of the pivot. Now, why at this time we are focusing on this lower pivot and why we are not focusing on this pivot? Yes, that's a very valid question because structure changed. Okay, let's start from here. We came lower. Right? There's a time horizon and the window that you plan your trade with, intraday or swing, right? And then all in all, if you want to go, on different time frame, you regardless of if you're trading intraday or swing, you still have to have your time frame of planning. Once the price fell down here and we started to see these pivots, and back then I was talking about that, guys, this is forming a pivot on the swing side, and also intraday is what is preferable trades over here, and this thing can continue higher now because buying is happening. And we got above those blue box, continued higher, but once we started to reach this supply zone retest, and this is where like the time horizon of this particular swing long or intraday long up down from here up here is over, right? And once the supply zone was confirmed, then with this huge sell-off, then it's because we are still in the distribution phase area, that's where things starts to become more based off of only intraday, because things can go either direction because we're in the distribution phase. And then once we started to see this weakness come in, and I have been talking about this from last couple of my videos, that guys, this supply zone is going to be in the proximity, and that's why I said yesterday, guys, even though we are in that pivot, but I won't be surprised if we lose the flush. If we lose the level to the downside and we flush to the downside, and we got that, right? And I provided you those levels on the hourly interval yesterday, and I've also provided you updates in the morning as well. Now, we couldn't go above this area of 20 and 50 hours moving average with another level of 129 and 20 cents area, and that was it. We flushed lower, broke 200 hours moving average, dipped below into the blue box, and then tried to rebound but continued to stay below 200 hours moving average. As I just said, we lost the pivot already on the overall structure. Thus the structure has technically on the overall structure is negative, which means downtrending, and also intraday we were already getting weaker and going down, and that's what was also allowing me with confidence to say that I won't be surprised if we flush. But I still wanted to work with the technical so that you build your own experiences based off of those technicals. But when you get decades of experience in the market, you start to build your hunch, and you already can see in the price action how it's behaving that what is most likely going to happen. And that's why I said that I won't be surprised if we flush today. Now, this was the break of the level 128 with the 200 hours moving average confirmed break and structure to the downside, and we intraday were already weak, and we are still weak. We still have lower pivots on the intradays. It's still a short play. As long as Nvidia is not getting above 200 hours moving average tomorrow, there is no point in trading it long. It may continue to cool off, and if we lose 125, and it's not a cool off anymore, it's like a sell off because trend is changed, right? And if we continue to lose $125 level, it can continue lower. So still, again, anything can happen in this distribution phase, provided this is Nvidia and it's a semiconductor. You have to be always doubtful. All right. Now, as I said, if we get above 200 hours moving average tomorrow, sure, can go up, but yeah, 200 hours moving average together with 128 and 11 cents. If it gets above that, sure, yeah. Otherwise, no, this thing can continue lower. There is one more possibility though, which may again starts to throw in possibilities for the bulls again. If Nvidia sticks around here tomorrow above blue box and between 20 days moving average, if Nvidia sticks around here, again, anything is possible then as well, because we want to see a continuation. If we start to see things hover around here, again, with the break of the structure to the upside, things will again start to look in the bull's favor. And that's why any position that is taken, regardless of up or down direction, you have to have a stop loss on the other side of the structure. So in this case, if the short position is being taken, stop loss has to be above $128 somewhere there, because above that, structure will start to again change. And again, if you want to flip to the bullish side, it's up to you. But this is how to trade Nvidia. And yeah, so as I said, structure is to the downside. I provided you the levels to watch, and if we continue to dip below this more and more into the blue box, this is definitely getting then into the direction of this 117. And if you have seen my weekend videos as well, I talked to you guys, the price action is building more in the direction of 117, and things are looking that way. All right, that's Nvidia. Let's go to AMD now. So AMD did a cool off today, and as I was saying that I expect some red days this week on AMD, we are getting those. Now we got a little bit bought back up at pretty much that significant level around that blue box that I have been providing to you, 174.34 cents. Is it strong of a pullback enough that we can continue higher? Well, let's go to the hourly interval, but that was one of the levels we came to. Technically, structure is still to the downtrend. We have lower highs. So anything as long as we stay below 20 hours moving average, this thing technically can still continue lower. But most of those downside plays, I would say, are mostly in the confidence level done. Because now even if we still can continue lower as long as we don't get above these areas of resistance like where it is right now in 20 hours moving average or so forth. And then we'll see what price action does around 200 hours moving average. Right. Now, this is a pullback and a cool off in AMD structure. Unlike Nvidia, where Nvidia structure overall is turning negative, AMD structure is overall still bullish though. All right. We are still in a higher lows position on the overall structure. It's just going through a pullback right now, unless this breaks, right? So that's AMD. ARM. Structure on ARM is still bullish. You can see in the blue box we got bought back up, and this is what you have to see in the price actions on the lower time frame. What's the price doing around in these levels, and accordingly you take your positions. Structure on ARM is going to still stay bullish, guys, as long as we are above the blue box. And for the intraday, so you can see we've got bought up at 200 hours moving average. Intraday, I can see there's weakness also building, but at the same time, you can see at this significant level, things are still getting bought back up, and overall structure. And this is where you can wait for the pullbacks in the overall structure and play to the upside. And or because I still provided you the short plays on the intraday because we were going through the cool-offs. So once we lost this level 179 and 60 cents, that was the next level down. And I talked about if we continue to reject and break the level below 177, we'll come down to 200 hours moving average retest. Check out my videos yesterday. We got that. So intraday's plays are done. And then from those overall structure, because we are finding support at 200 hours moving average, because overall structure still is bullish and we got a rebound. So you have to trade with these principles, all right? So, and until then, yeah, all this sell-off intraday level that is happening, this is a cool-off sell-offs, and which technically it can be traded short on intraday, but swing, the structure is still technically bullish, and we'll see if this level continues to hold on the swing bullish side. If you lose the blue box, if you lose the 20 days moving average, things may continue lower, and that's how you would have whatever position you are taking, you have to have a stop loss on the other side of the structure. That's ARM. Let's take a look at Broadcom, guys. So Broadcom is just hanging around, try to hang around 20 days moving average. Gonna put it very simply, if we lose it, we'll continue lower to 50 days moving average area. All right, if we stay above it, yeah, it can continue higher, but have a stop loss on the other side regardless. But yeah, below 20 days moving average, there will be much more weakness on this. Oh no, sorry guys, not gonna go through TSM and Intel today. There's no point. TSM is just in the distribution phase right now. I mean, yeah, those are not the ones to trade that much. But anyways, SMCI. If you want to request those videos, you can hit a lot of likes here or whatever, but I need to see a demand if you want me to cover TSM and Intel. All right, SMCI. So SMCI, as I said yesterday, once we lost this level of 911 area, we lost the pivot. There's no point in being long on this. And yeah, we have been intraday selling off. And at this point, yeah, I mean, if we continue, let's go to the hourly interval. We if we lose 200 hours moving average, there may be some more intraday cool off that may come, or weakness would come. If we break above 883, it may still continue higher tomorrow. It's very simple to trade right now, but just be careful on this one. Don't trade more than intraday on this. And once I mean, the strong bearishness would only come now if we lose 50 days moving average as well. All right, I want to see that also lose with the level of 855. Otherwise, just deal with the levels that I provided on the hourly interval to trade, and that is if we lose 200 hours moving average, it can continue another leg lower. If we get above 883 on a strong good volume intraday, this thing can still continue higher. All right, on the other side of the structure you will have a stop loss. All right, Micron. So daily interval, guys. So we lost 50 days moving average today, and you can see we are seeing a continuation of a sell-off. I talked to you guys that let it break below 50 days moving average. We are getting into the blue box, continue to sell off, and if we tomorrow lose 127.26 cents, this thing can continue to 121. Eventually, that's the direction it is in. Structure on this is in the downtrend. Hourly interval, also intraday we are in the downtrend, and you can see clearly all the pivots are negative on this. When I say negative, I mean lower highs, right? And another lower high today. Very weak. At this point, if it has to change structure back to the upside, it needs to, without falling further, has to get above first $130 area, then only upside. Otherwise, no. That becomes then also the area of rejection if it can't go above that. All right. All right, okay, guys, that's it for this video. And if you found it helpful, valuable, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.